YouTube. My name is Future Love Game, and I'm a man who has already become king. Welcome back to Let's Play Zoids Legacy. In this part, we're going to go inside the star-shaped cave, which I don't know why it says that, because it is not shaped like that at all. It's actually just another convoluted maze of shit like the last one. I had to cut out so much in this because I got lost. It's funny because in the beginning I was doing pretty well. Like, I found a bunch of the hidden items and stuff that I remembered where they were from my last playthrough of this last year. There was a lot of good items too, and then I just got fucking lost immediately after that. So, what do you think of that? But yeah, as you can see, more post-commentary, which will probably be like that until the end of the game. Well, not necessarily, because I have some regular commentary, I guess you could call it. It'll just be in the parts that aren't crawling through dungeons like this. This dungeon in particular has a bit of a nasty trick. It has multiple exits to the bottom floors, some of which don't go anywhere, so you can think you're making progress when you're really not. Kinda sucks, doesn't it? Not sure what music I'll play for this part, because the music that's playing here is actually just the same one that played in the EC ruins, but I'll probably play some more Zoids music. It's just a different song. Throw in some random song I did, not really random, but throw in a licensed song I did last time with Piano Man, because sometimes YouTube's copyright system actually fucking works properly. And it's just like, oh, this video can't be monetized. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm not monetizing these videos. Unless you're just gonna be factually mentally defective, or mental detective as Master Chief called it, and take the entire video down because it had 10 seconds of a song in it. Seriously. Or it misidentified the song. That's what's been happening recently. Not to me, but some people I've seen online. They'll get their videos identified with like a song that wasn't in the video because the fucking automated copyright system is so bad and they should just have humans do it, but they're so fucking lazy that they can't. I keep hearing Discord sounds in this recording because I'm gonna take the audio out anyway, so I didn't care about putting my notifications off, not that I normally do. It's gonna be about 15 minutes or so of post, and then I'll go back to my present, or live commentary, I guess, for the next part, because it's just me battling some dudes. Some bosses, as a matter of fact. But yeah, that's pretty much, like, I don't know how to say, like, I don't know if I should say that, like, they just did this to pad the game out or not, but I mean, it's kind of what happened. They just made all these giant dungeons at the end of the game that are kind of just really long, excruciating experiences. You have the first instance of Thomas's Megalomax right there, which did a crazy amount of damage, as you saw. I have the I have his EP, or whatever the output is called. Generator output maxed out now, so you can use the Megalomax from the get-go. And I have it upgraded too, so it's going to be pretty strong now, I would have to say. It's nice to, you know, have some variety, because we had Zan on the team for a while, and then we moved him off for Thomas, so I wanted to keep the Raw Tiger characters on the team for the entire game once I got them, just because they have the most interesting, like, character in my opinion, so they'll be the ones doing a lot of the talking. And plus they're involved a lot with the antagonist of this game, so a bit of history there, as I said before. So, yeah, Today's the last day of 2017. As I'm recording this, it'll be way past that once it gets uploaded. Because tomorrow, or today rather, is going to be a Pokemon episode, so by the time more Zoids goes up, it'll be 2018. I'll probably I'll put one episode of each up today because I didn't have a lot of time to put one up the day prior, so I'll just kind of make that up, you know? I might post this on the Zoids subreddit once it's all done, just post the entire playlist, because we're getting close to the end, folks, as I said before. Only a couple more of these dungeons to go, and then we have pretty much the final couple of battles, and that's it, so get hype, my dudes. Until then, enjoy me crawling through a dungeon here. This is where you find a lot of the items, by the way. I remember this from my last playthrough. Just go along all the different legs of this room, and you can find some good stuff. I believe a couple of the different Zoid datas are down here. A lot of the rare ones, or, well, you know, like rare is in like the end game ones, I guess. But other than that, it's just your standard fare kind of Final Fantasy. There's a deck command, by the way, the Sandstorm, as well as the Gojulus the Ogre data, which is nice to have if you want it. I'm not going to use it personally, but again, my team is pretty much finalized at this point. I've been using a lot of different Zoids this time around that I don't normally use, so that's kind of nice to have. As I've said a couple of times in this LP, you know, the beauty of this game is you can make your team anything you want. There's so many different Zoid combinations and like upgrades of different existing Zoids, it's just crazy. Still have to sneeze though, even in... I don't know what coercion does, by the way. I'll just see what that does later because I just grabbed it because I remembered where it was. It's like I remembered half of this dungeon, then I just got lost after that because I almost got to the boss, and then I ended up like missing it by a few steps and going back because I got confused, and I just cut that part out, so it's no big deal. Yeah, this game, I guess, has like pretty much the same, this dungeon has like the same thing as you saw in the backdraft, base, headquarters, whatever, so it's not that much different. I think the 4th floor is the last floor, though, in this case. Tonight I am drinking more Rolling Rock. This is the last one I have, actually, of the 6-pack I bought earlier, because I was just kind of chilling on it earlier. By the way, I'm, you know, kind of saying this late. This is what, like, 26 parts in at this point, but I'm sorry if my intro sounds loud to some people. I leveled it out with the exact same audio levels as the rest of my video, and it doesn't sound loud to me, and I have very loud headphones. So I listen to all the videos I watch on like half or like 75% volume or so. So if it's loud, well, that's because you're using similar headphones to me, probably. And they're just naturally loud. I mean, every video is loud to me if I watch it on full volume, so it is what it is. But yeah. Man, I gotta start working on recording Dark Souls pretty soon, huh? Because this is getting, as I said, close to the end, so I gotta get something to go alongside the rest of Platinum, because Platinum is gonna go on well into 2018. I can already tell you, because I just now reached the 6th gym leader? That's like barely past the halfway point when you think about it, because I have all that stuff to do with Team Galactic. So... it's gonna be a while. But hey, who says you can't savor the fun? I mean, I'm savoring the fun with this game, and I wonder what, like, I think Platinum is going to have more parts than this, but I don't know, because I am actually, like, if you guys remember, I had to do more parts of this to make up for not being able to do Pokemon for a while. Because Fraps was being a bitch. I do hope you guys, by the way, love the new channel art, because I do personally. I think it looks amazing. Much better than my old one. And you can gaze upon my badass Luxray gritting her teeth ready for battle, Psyche, and the lovely thickness of Claudia. So you got my two representations of these two LPs, even though it might not be relevant by the time this is all over, but still. Claudia has been my waifu since 2011, which is 6 years ago. And that is some pretty good commitment to the waifu, I would have to say. Getting close to the cutoff point here. We'll have to say farewell to the post-commentary and go back to live in a few minutes, because, well, I know this because I'm watching the video on Media Player. Sometimes I use VLC as well, because VLC is kind of better, but still. Have both. I don't know. The fuck was that sound? Whatever. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't know how to say that, like, this game kind of pads the ending out with all these long dungeons, but at least the bosses you fight at the end of them are different, you know? Something to, like, add variety. It's not too bad. It's just the fact that, like, if you don't know where you're going, you're gonna be running into, like, battles every 2 seconds. But it is what it is, you know? I guess that could be part of the challenge, just finding your way through, but I mean, you just wish you had some kind of repel, some kind of equivalent to repel or something. Then again, a lot of the Final Fantasy games had encounter rates that were just as bad as this, like 4, and I can't remember much about 7, because again, I don't care that much for that game. I'm trying to remember, like, the encounter rates for the different games, because... what was that game that was on, like, PSP that was, like, not a remake, but it was, like, a similar, or a spin-off or something? What the fuck was that called? It wasn't Dissidia, because that was the fighting game, I think. Fuck, I can't remember now, it's gonna bother me. What was the name of that Final Fantasy game on the PSP that had, like, a really fucking annoying encounter rate, and it was also really, like, a lot harder in general? Whatever. I'm sure it's not that important, because I'm gonna be cutting this out here in a few seconds, so, this is not the end of the post-commentary, actually, but I'll see you in a second. Okay, back for a short time because we're almost to the boss. So, it's kind of going to show you how to get to the boss at this point, which is to go all the way down and to the right, which I almost did the first time around. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. It was like Ice Cube. But, I'm gonna pass this one off to Present Love Game. Holy fucking shit. Thank you, Future Love Game, for enduring that incredibly fucking obnoxious dungeon that had every fucking corridor look the same. I swear to God, Lezard, you better put up a pretty fucking good fight. As long as it took me to find you. Dude, I do not give a shit about Gojulus Giga. It's not even that cool looking of a Zoid. Yeah, see, even she agrees with me. Empire is a traitor. Let's fucking waste this thing. I've got no time for thoughtery. Even if you are a male, you can still be a thought. Let me tell you, Lezard, you meet all the criteria. Yes, this is the Gojulus Giga, and it's some crazy upgrade of the Gojulus. It's like all completely different shaped. It looks nothing like the original, honestly, if you ask me. The tail is also cut off in the fucking sprite. Go ahead and get off a good CPC for good measure. From hell, my lovely waifu of war. This guy has a whopping 2,000 HP, by the way, so expect to be here for a while. I don't think he can heal or anything like that, so just give him all you got. That's my best advice. And what we got for him is one prime example of ass whooping. I'm not actually sure what weapons this thing has. I cannot remember. I don't know if it has a CPC or not. I used one time in Battle Legends, but it was kind of, as you might expect, it was quite clunky to control. Which is weird because that game is like, the controls are strange not because it's clunky, but because it's like the opposite of clunky. It's like, it's too light. Like your Zoids don't have a lot of weight to them normally. You can just jump around and you feel kind of light and weightless, which isn't that bad for a control scheme, but it just doesn't feel like you're in a Zoid sometimes, you know? I don't know, some people think that game didn't age all that well. I think it's an alright game. I think it obviously has its flaws and does show its age in some fashion, but I think the controls are pretty good for the most part. I think the problem lies in the just the fact that it's not balanced whatsoever. As long as you get as long as you have like a Zoid with a blade on it, like, well, a Blade Liger, or a Revraptor, one of those Revraptor variants, or any other, just a Zoid with a blade on it in general will pretty much waste anything that doesn't, because you can just run it. What the fuck? How did it... You know what, just for that, fam. Just for that, you're getting a lightning attack. I was gonna hold off on it, but you do not disgrace the waifu like that and live to tell about it. Yada yada does it. Fucking easy. What the hell? Was that supposed to be him? I never noticed that before. Yeah, too bad is right. That little blue, like, dot is supposed to be him? That's awesome. You know what, fam? I think we should go. I believe the proper location is next to the Empire capital, which is in this general neck of the woods right here, so I'm gonna cruise down there and chill out for a bit in my salmon red kind of ruby grapefruit juice Whale King here. I like grapefruit, it's a good tasting fruit. I saw this one stand-up comedy a long time ago that was like, where this guy didn't like grapefruit because it got its taste on everything except for grapes. And I was like, bruh, what are you talking about? Grapefruit and grapes are both good. Why? You gotta be dissing the citrus. You don't see me doing that. 24/7 like that girl in the Lupin the Third song says. To find that other ruins. Where might that be? Here we go. Not a ruins, but a dome, as a matter of fact. So, let's investigate. So, before I enter, I want you guys to guess in the comments. Now I'm gonna give you. I will give you something if you're right. Like, I'm dead serious. I will like send you something. I guess I'll send you a Zoid if you're right about this. You had silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. Now, this is another dome. What comes after diamond? I want you to answer that in the comments before I enter this. And, no cheating. If you win, I will mail you a Zoid, personally. I'm dead serious. What do you think it is? Well, if you thought the rare gem or precious metal known as Ghost was, after platinum, then you are correct, my good sir. So are you, Claudia. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but you're quite a confident, person in the context of this story. Alright, folks. We are finally, at last, facing off against the one and only Gard Kruger, the leader of Terrageist, the once rumored to be dead. And for some reason he wears a strange visor. He looks exactly like Camus. And yeah, Claudia has a little bit of a beef with him, understandably so, because her original, like, her team's goal back in the Battle Legends games, or essentially the Versus games, looks more like a bloody death sword to me, but I guess it's a death sword. Anyways, yeah, this guy is much tougher than the Godulous Giga. Should go without saying. He is armed to the teeth with all sorts of crazy, batshit insane weaponry, and an incredibly blown up looking sprite. When he gets hit it looks okay, but like, I don't know, I saw another LP of this game that had this weird filter on everything that made it look, like, not even like it was a sprite, so I don't know, I kinda like the sprite work better in this game. And I'm someone who sometimes does not care for sprite work as opposed to traditional, like, cartoon style, like Cuphead, because that's why I'm not big into the indie game market. I'll be completely honest right now, I have not talked about this in an LP before. I am not a big fan of indie games that use the old, like, 8 and 16-bit sprite style over, like, say, a cartoon style that, for example, Cuphead or that one Sonic 2, what do you call it, HD remake that never got finished. I don't know, I just don't like the way it, like, especially when you have, like, a rounded object that's supposed to be a circle and you can clearly tell it's all jagged and stuff. Like, as much as I do love Sonic Mania, and I do think it works well with Sonic Mania, I do feel that I would have preferred it if it had the cartoon style. I'm not saying that I don't like the way it looks right now. I'm just saying. And according to Mr. John, that actually was not made by the... Well, I don't know, because I looked it up and it was like Pagoda West or whatever, and like, weren't those the same people? Or am I getting something seriously mixed up here? Answer me that, Mr. John. I know it wouldn't completely made by the same people. I'm saying I thought they had some kind of contribution to it. That's all. But yeah, my point being, I feel like a lot of games out there, like Freedom Planet, for example, are kind of brought down by having a style that looks really kind of jagged, and I don't know. I don't want to entirely say ugly, but I'm just not a fan. That's all there is to it. And I know that a big part of it is I did not grow up with that generation of games. I know a lot of people out there that were, got their chops, got started with the that age of gaming, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not trying to take that away from you. I'm just saying I didn't start gaming until the 64. That was my first ever console, and sometimes, with some obvious exceptions, I'm just saying sometimes it's a little hard for me to go back to older games, because I do find them a bit dated. It's funny because I play a lot of GBC and, Game Boy Advance games like this. He's taking shots. And I ain't talking about that Captain Morgan, because I finished that already. I finished that stuff during the Pokemon LPs, so tonight I am drinking Four Loko Fruit Punch. Kinda going easy on it, because that stuff's quite strong. If you ever do drink Four Loko IRL, please do go easy on it. I don't want you hurting yourself. Man, I almost want to do a conservation, but just gonna go ahead and attack. Thankfully, the Rattler cannon only takes, like, what? 5 MP or something? Did he kill him? Holy shit. Damn, Rainer. We out here. With a copy. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. I don't remember this. What? Who the fuck are you talking about? I think he was talking about Juno right there, fam. Either way, that being said, with the defeat of a fake Kruger, I suppose, next time on Zoids Legacy, we're gonna go to the Breton Lake Cave, and it's gonna be all fucking post-commentary again, because that place is also very long and maze-like, and an editing nightmare for one such as myself. But, yeah, I've been getting some new viewers lately, so that's kinda cool. Thanks for the comments and whatnot. I forgot what that guy's name is, I'm sorry. I think his name was also Josh. I know way too many fucking Joshes, but a couple people, so thanks for that, and I will see you guys next time. Have a lovely 2018.